Hello everybody, my name is Rojo and welcome back once again to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I've been wanting to come back to the game for a while now, but this time we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We've got the Clan Quest mod installed here. If you want to see a more vanilla playthrough of the game, go check out my Tremere Clan playthrough that I did a while back. It's using only the unofficial patch, although admittedly it does use the plus patch. But still, it's going to be a lot closer to the vanilla experience than this playthrough is going to be. That playthrough is also very highly optimized as far as the character development goes, which this playthrough is not going to be. It's going to be a lot more casual, I think. With that said, in this video, we are going to talk about the mod a little bit, make our character, and check out the intro to the game, and then next time we'll get into the meat of things. If you're not familiar with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, it is a game based on a tabletop game called Vampire the Masquerade, and it takes place in like 90s Los Angeles. It's also part of the World of Darkness, which is like an overarching world where a bunch of different sort of games take place. But anyway, yeah, this is a game with vampires and monsters and all kinds of cool stuff like that, set in modern society. Now this time around, we're going to be playing as a Nosferatu. I've never played as one of these before, so it should be interesting. I've done some testing, and you know, the monstrous appearance is a bit much, I feel like, so I've got this Hooded Nosferatu mod installed. Granted, you're going to be getting some strange looks if you stand around in public like this, no matter what you're dressed like, but I feel like we sort of get some mixed reactions from characters in the game, and I think this is maybe a little bit of a better fit for just the way the game seems to play out. Now then, Clan Quest mod, as one might expect, adds some quests to the game, but it also comes packaged with some optional mods that have been integrated into it. One such mod in particular is the Camarilla Lite mod, which makes a bunch of different gameplay changes, one of which is the switching up of the histories to some extent, I believe. Now I've thought about sort of which one of these I want to pick. We can go through these just so you can see them for your own edification. But I think I'm going to end up going with cadaverous flesh here. The Tamichi blood is sort of interesting as well, as is, I think, Shepherd of Vermin is kind of an interesting one. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go with cadaverous flesh. So each manifestation of vampirism is unique. Yours, it turns out, carries an unfortunate deficiency. Your body wants to rot. It's nothing that can't be overcome, but it is a constant drain on you. So, functionally speaking, your body heals at a slower rate than normal since it takes more energy to return your rotting flesh to peak condition. On the upside, your flesh is malleable. It costs you less experience to raise your physical attributes. Oh, and you can never raise your charisma above 3 because of the peculiar odor. So yeah, I think this sounds pretty darn good. The way that the disciplines have been overhauled in the Camarilla Lite edition means that we might be a little bit starved for XP if we want to raise a bunch of these, because they are quite expensive to raise. So having a few extra experience points available from having these cost less sounds like a good idea to me. Now, as a Nosferatu, due to our sort of monstrous appearance, we can never get our seduction above 0, which is going to make the game a bit more difficult, I think, in some situations. And since we can't get our charisma above 3, we will never have a persuasion of greater than 8, I believe, which means that some conversation options may be locked to us, but it's okay. Now, like I said, the Camarilla Edition does redo a bunch of the disciplines for all of the clans, actually. So some of these disciplines are either in a different order or completely new compared to the base game. Normally, you wouldn't be able to even put points into Blood Heal or Blood Buff, so that's new in and of itself. In general, it seems like the durations of a lot of these, like potents, have been increased substantially, same with obfuscate. So that is actually kind of a welcome change. At any rate, I think that's enough about disciplines. Let's go ahead and distribute some stat points. We have one for physical. We're going to put that in strength because I want some initial combat ability. I think the combat is generally going to be a little bit harder than it is in the base game. And that is in part because I have the arsenal option installed as well, which sort of goes through and redoes all the weapons. So there should be like some either tweaked weapons or all new weapons that we're going to come across, which should keep things pretty interesting, I think. Now then, we don't have any social skills, unfortunately. I think I'm going to put my initial points into perception so that we have a little bit of ranged ability as well as some inspection, because I'm not going to be like looking up where everything is. If I don't remember where something is, so be it. It's not that big a deal. We will muddle our way through the game one way or another. As far as our abilities go here, we start with one talent. I think I'm just going to put that into dodge. And then let's see here. We've got some skills. I think we're going to go straight up melee to begin with here. And knowledges, I'm actually going to go with investigation. So that we get a little bit more inspection. I may not put any more points into it, but it'll give us at least a little bit. I may eventually look up how to check out some of the clan quest mod quests, just so we can see them and I don't miss them. But for now, this should be good enough. I do also have one other option enabled in the installer, which is the X20 mod, which I guess adds some other subtle like World of Darkness references throughout the game. I will probably not know what any of them are, but you might. So it should keep things a little bit interesting in that regard. Now, disciplines. I think I'm straight up just going to go for obfuscate because being a Nosferatu means that due to our monstrous appearance, it's very easy to violate the Masquerade by running around in public. And so being able to crawl around in sneak mode while we're in obfuscate will make our lives, I think, just a lot easier, especially in the early game. So with that said, I think we are good to go. We just need to change our name here. I actually haven't thought of a name. How about Olsen? I think that seems like a decent name. So there you go. We are Olsen, the Hooded Nosferatu. And with that, we are going to check out the intro to the game and go from there.
Good evening. My fellow kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence. Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that...
This is bullshit!
If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish. I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening. Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
You know, I like that Prince guy. He seems like he's got it together. Looking out for the good of the community and all that. Alright, well. First steps as a vampire, things seem to be going pretty well so far. I'm not dead yet.
What a scene, man. Woo-wee. Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo. It's probably a lot for you to take in, so, why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say?
Who are you?
I'm Jack. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out?
You know what? I don't really have a whole lot of time. Why don't you just give me the basics?
Youngsters these days. Well, your funeral, kiddo. But keep a couple things in mind before you go. Now, these lessons aren't just for your benefit, so listen up.
Alright.
First, the Masquerade. You're gonna be hearing a lot about this, so let me sum up real quick. Sure, you're a vampire. Great. Keep it to yourself, okay? It's easier that way, trust me. That's the Masquerade. Keeping vampire secrets secret. Easy, right? Easy peasy. Now, if you violate the Masquerade, if you run around spooking humans or whatever, you make things harder on all of us. Then all of us get pissed off and we come after you. And you end up like your sire there, staked and baked. Comprende, kiddo?
Yeah, I got the gist.
Right on. Next, humanity. Being a vampire isn't the end of the road. You think life was hard? Just wait. Now you're half beast, half man, and it ain't quite an easy fit. You're gonna be fighting that beast for the rest of your days, every time you give into it. Whenever you kill an innocent, you feed the beast a little more, and it grows a little stronger. After a while, the beast can take over, and you'll go wild and have to be put down like a rabid dog. So, you know, fight it. Don't be a homicidal maniac. That'll help with the masquerade, too. See how it all comes together? Ain't that nice?
Yeah, sure.
Now, with all that said, you still have to keep your ass alive. For that, you're gonna have to feed. That little blood sound, kiddo. I imagine you're feeling that thirst right about now, huh? Get it where you can, however you can. Just remember the first 2 lessons. Don't let anyone else see you feeding. They'll flip out and cause you to break the masquerade and cause some bigger, badder vampire to come stomp a mud hole in your ass. Also, drink deep, but don't drain them dry. See, that's giving in to the beast. You do that, you lose a grip on your humanity and you lose control. There we go again. It all fits together. Beautiful. Can you dig it?
Yeah, sure, I'm digging it.
Righteous. Now, ship off like a good little soldier. If you pull this off, come downtown to the last round and I'll tell you how jacked this whole situation is. Until then, good luck. Or maybe I should just say, nice knowing you, kiddo.
Yeah, hilarious, Jack. Alright, well, the princess set me up with my own nice little place here. Can't complain about that. Got a TV.
By fishermen who contacted the Coast Guard after their attempts to hail the ship proved futile.
Awesome. Got a nice little refrigerator. Somebody left the door open, but that's fine. Hey, but there's some blood packs in here. We'll take those. Definitely gonna need them. I got a phone that... I mean, it's not hooked up to anything, but I got one. Got some... You know, got some pizza. I don't think vampires eat pizza, but you never know.
Hello, L.A. You're up way past your bedtime, aren't you? Hope you've slept.
Yeah, I am. And look at that. Pill bottle. Got a... What is this? A watch in the corner. Perfect digs, plus a computer. And a couple of notes here as well. Password for my computer is Sunrise. Very funny. But it seems like Mercurio is maybe the person who's got all this set up for me. See, at your convenience, please come and visit me in my home downtown. I leave this to guide you. Dark blood or curse. Alight this verse. Such power I sense in one so young. Come find me where burns the mystical sun. M. Strauss, Tremere, Regent. I wonder what that guy wants with me. Let's check the old email real quick. Don't need to do any hacking. I know my own password. Alright, a reminder. This is from LaCroix, so I guess we better listen up. Mercurio will contact you when you arrive in Santa Monica. Waste no time in meeting with him. Dang, it's big, you know, from low at trojanbotnet.vtm. Penis enlargement. I feel like I'm interested, but it might be a scam. Kilpatrick's crime pewter. Okay. We'll keep this in mind. Keep an eye out for Arthur Kilpatrick's bail bonds. And here we go, one from Mercurio. This seems important. Hey, welcome to town. Come on over to my place once you get situated and we'll talk about what you'll need to get the job done. Whatever that is exactly. I'm going to pick up, explosives right now, some astrolite. I feel like you shouldn't send this through email, Mercurio, but what do I know? At any rate, I should be back by the time you come over. I'm at 24 Main Street and number 4. Walk to the end of the alley. And my building is the next one on the right. Alright, so we're neighbors. I get you. Oh, and the opening. The game begins. A pawn is moved. From a friend. That's not a real email address, pal. Alright? Cannot be trusted, clearly. Alright, well, it seems like I've got quite a task ahead of me here. I need to meet Mercurio just outside and to see about securing some explosives, apparently.